Okay, so here is the outdoor weights setup. Once you've moved through calisthenics and you've gone through bands and you're very strong, and you're very supported, and you're very stable, and you're feeling like you're ready to actually add some weights, this is what I would do. We actually have two small sets of dumbbells. We have this one here, and you may have seen in some of the indoor videos, there's a small colored set in there by the Peloton. It's like 3s, 5s, and 8s. They're soft, so they don't damage the floor in there. We use those when we're doing like riding and arms classes or riding and shoulders classes, or there's like some Pilates classes where you need very, very light arm weights and shoulders for that kind of stuff. We use those inside. Then these are the ones that we have outside. If we're doing a Peloton class inside and we need big weights, we carry all these in, no big deal. It's just a little extra work. It doesn't take too long. It's not that big a deal. These go 10, 15, 20, 25, and 35. God, I wish there was a 30 in there, but whatever. Got these off Amazon, came with the rack. It was free Prime shipping. I'll try to put a link into it, but they're great. They're outside. They're getting a little dusty and rusty. Whatever. They're just here to be lifted. So I'm going to show you how we're going to use these exercises in the flat bench and show you how it's going to really mirror the exercises that we did inside with the bands. Only here, we have to move the weights up and down in the plane of gravity. And also, the weight is constant throughout the entire movement, instead of there, whereas the further you stretch the band, the more resistance you are adding to it, and you could do them in any direction. So it's a slightly different way to do it. I'm not going to use super heavy dumbbells on a lot of this stuff today just to show you. I'm just going to grab the ones right in the middle, these little 20s. Let's lay down and just show you where to start. Flat bench, we're going to start just where we did on the resistance bands. We're going to do our flat bench. We could turn that into flies. No problem. From there, turn it over. Go into bent over rows. Pull that wrist back towards your hip, and then do your other side. If you want to work differently in the chest, like we moved the position of that door anchor around on the bands, you can move this up, set it here, and do some incline or incline flies. I also like to use this position and kind of lay down on it and get some, there we go, rear deltoid raises. That's a good way to get those. Likewise, you can also lower this all the way to the ground and lay down on there and do declines. So the bench should have a way to give you some options in terms of angles on it. Something you get on Amazon. Again, don't spend a lot of money on it. It's just holding you up and giving you a position with which to stabilize yourself so you can move these weights around. Let's see, flip over, we did that. The rows, don't forget, you can also do these rows on your knees with a little, take those hips back, or you can do them standing, just like that. So figure out your ways that you want to do your rows. Let's look at some leg exercises, goblet squats. You can also take these and just rack those weights and do front squats like so. You can certainly do Romanian deadlifts here. Let's see, what else did we have? Oh yeah, and then weighted lunges is another great way to use these. From there, let's talk about shoulders. Obviously, dumbbell presses or Arnold presses. You can do those lateral flies if you wanted. Beautiful. I can't do them with 20s, where you get them all the way out here. I like those. You can do lateral deltoid raises. You can do front deltoid raises. You can do curls or hammer grip curls. You can sit down and do concentration curls. Take these overhead, standing tricep extensions. Leaning or bent over tricep extensions. You can do like a kettlebell swing, only with the dumbbell. You can do upright rows. You can do farmer's carries, or my favorite, single arm farmer's carries. A lot of spine stability in there. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh yeah, you can lie down. Skull crushers is a great way to work the triceps here. So that's just a little example of the ways that those exercises, same exercises that we were doing in there, it's just now we're doing them here with weights and in gravity. And you do need a bench, and you do need a series of weights. And then this can go in a lot of different ways. You can stick to one way of doing it for quite a while, but once you start getting bored or you start noticing that your gains are slowing down, start mixing things up, playing with tempo. Maybe you start working the negative eccentric like you were doing on the bands over here. Instead of doing bilateral, maybe you start doing alternating, right? Where you're doing one hand and then the other, one side and then the other. If you're splitting this up, maybe you want your 3 days of weightlifting to be chest and shoulders. Day 1, day 2 is back and arms. Day 3 is legs. Maybe you wanted a full body every day. You know, I could grab my jump rope and we could do my warm up. I could jump rope for a minute, and then I could do chest press. I could jump over and do bent over rows. I can do a shoulder press. I can do a squat or a lunge or a swing. I could do some curls, some triceps. I could do some shoulders and finish it off with a dead hang. And do 3 rounds of that, and that's my workout. Do a full body workout, and then change up those exercises in 2 days and do something again. Or maybe in 2 days, I just want to do my squats and my plank dogs and my push-ups and my warm-up. Maybe that's all I need to do for that day for my resistance training. And then the day after that, maybe I go do myself a yoga class, or maybe I go back to the bands, or you see what I'm saying? You just keep mixing it up with this. And at some point you'll go, I've mixed this up all I need to. Great, now there are gyms. Now there are places that you can go with other people, and you can continue to grow based on what you've done here. You could also grow your community. You can learn new things. You can work on new machines. You can work on a bigger variety of exercises, gain some more knowledge, gain some more muscle, gain some more skills. That's awesome. But you can do a lot from home. The trouble with that, folks, is that it's still about you and your consistency. You still have to motivate and discipline you. You still have to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. You still have to figure out how, okay, I got to be at home. I got to be at work by 7. So I got to be up at 5. I got to be on the Peloton by 5:15. Then I got 30 minutes of this. I can jump in the shower, grab my protein shake, and still be at work by 7. Okay, you got it in that day. Good for you. You're still the one that has to get to sleep every night. You're still the one that still has to meet your protein goals. You're still the one that has to remember to take your creatine every day. The magic is not in the weights or the bench or the pull-up bar or the bands or the exercises. The weights is in your consistency and your commitment. That's where the magic lives. Whatever you do, if you just walked your 10,000 steps today and did that workout the warm-up that I showed you, if you just did that for a few months, you'd be amazed at what would happen. But you got to be consistent, and you got to make it a part of your lifestyle and do it every single day. But again, the guarantee is on the table. You do it consistently, folks, I guarantee you that you will see results. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to do some more of these types of videos and programs. I'm going to try to detail a little bit more out in terms of the resistance bands, but that's your starting strength. Get there and then start looking around for gyms and personal trainers and go on from there. But man, you've got a lot of work you can do between calisthenics, some easy resistance bands, and maybe a set of dumbbells at home. Peace.